Lucky Boys Podcast.
You're talking about camaraderie, and a lot of people feel that way. It's all good when it's fun and games, but when the chips are down and it's either you or me, they're going to most likely throw you under the bus in order to save themselves. And I think that's one of the hardest things for people to really digest, because in that life you're taught, right? Even you see in the movies and if you watch like documentaries about this stuff, a lot of people are taught like, hey, this is family. This is the brotherhood. I got your back, ride or die, right? So many like different sayings, like, you know, us to the end, man. We ain't never gonna stitch that some sucker shit. And all this other, we get girls, we get power, we get everything. And we're promised all this glory. And then eventually it's not what it seems, right? I mean, listening to you, you're saying like someone that could be as close as we are end up turning on you in order to save their own hide. It sounds like that's a normal theme. Is that fair to say?
Some, I mean, other people would not say anything. You know, there were some people
they really live and die by the code.
Yeah, they'll keep them mouth shut.
Now, which one's more rare?
Keeping their mouth shut. Yeah, okay. The snitches, there's a lot.
I guess that's a more rare personality trait.
Yeah, and plus my friend told me when I started hanging out, they're like, if you ever get caught, don't say anything. Ask for a lawyer up, because what's the point of snitching? You're just gonna put yourself in deep shit, in deep trouble.
With both groups.
Yeah, both.
With the law and
Yeah, so I learned from that, but from that person, I was just shocked. I mean, he did cry, like surprised. He cried, and first thing he mentioned was his mom and his girlfriend. I was like, Jesus Christ, dude! Like, if you're gonna cry, you're gonna get raped in jail, dude. And he's a pretty boy. He was a pretty boy. And we did go to Rikers for a little bit. They split us up. That's the thing. Like,
you went to Rikers with him?
Yeah, we went to Rikers. Not too long. Like, it was just like
a holding?
Like a holding for a little bit.
But they can hold you for a while, usually.
No, they hold you like a week or two if you don't get bailed out. Like, once you don't get bailed, they assign you to a block or something. So yeah, they split us up, and fucking I hate this. All the blacks and Hispanics looked at me. Hey, yo, you know kung fu? You know martial art? And
what was your answer?
You know what? Even my crew, my friends said, just say yes.
I would say yes in a heart, even if I didn't know. Yeah, I do.
Yes,
MMA,
motherfucker.
I do all this shit. Taekwondo.
Yes, motherfucker.
Black belt across the board. I know that Bruce Lee shit, that Jackie Chan, black belt.
Yeah. So
because if you say no, then I'm like, this motherfucker don't know how to fight.
Yeah.
I got you. Yeah. You know, I have a story, something along the line. But my friend wasn't in jail. He was. And this is like not gang related, but it is related to what you were saying. So my friend is out. He's smoking a cigarette. They were teenagers, right? This is a story he told me. He was out. He lives in Brooklyn. He was out having a cigarette right in front of his stoop, right? And he's having with this one of his other friends, and they're just smoking a cigarette. Some guy comes up to them. Ew. Can I get a bum of cigarette off of you? And they were like, yeah, cool, no problem. End up giving them a cigarette. They start a casual conversation. They talk really nicely, and it looks like they're being buddy with each other, smoking.
Wait, the person who asked, was he Asian or not?
No, he was black.
Okay.
Right. So he's going there, he's casually talking, just real smooth, right? And he's like, oh, it's cool, they're all getting along. And then he's like, yeah. And then he's like, yo, since you let me up, I got some weed. I got this joint. You wanna smoke it with me? They were like, oh hell yeah, cool, man. Lights it up, gets them nice and high, and he goes, yo, real quick, y'all know karate or stuff like that? Y'all know kung fu and shit? Y'all know how to fight? They're like, nah, man, we don't do that shit, man. Just because we're Asian, we don't mess with that. And he goes, oh, how about you? He's like, nah, man, just because I'm trying, not all of us know kung fu, man. Don't believe that stereotype. He's like, cool. Yo, both of you, let me get all your shit.
You know what's funny? I think I told you this story last time, but it wasn't recorded. How I got or proved myself to my, in the gang or whatever you want to call it. I'll just say crew, with my crew. That same person that snitched us out, he's the one who introduced me to them. Mm-hmm. It was so fun, and so I was like, you introduced me, but then you end up to be this person. Anyways, I'll just call him Brian, so just put some content. So I met up with Brian in Flushing, And Brian was acting so weird. He just came out of the train station, and he's like, follow me, follow me. I was like, all right, where are we going? He's like, I gotta go to the Busy Bee Mall, which is like a little storefront with like little shops selling jewelry, pawning, whatever. And back then you can buy your knife, pepper spray. So he's trying to sell his chain. I'm like, dude, what's going on? He's like, don't worry about it. And we kept walking, and this tall black guy came up. It's like, yo, I've been following you since 74th Street. When you gonna pay me? I was like, what's going on here? And he's like, he's mugging me. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, why didn't you tell me like someone's following you or whatever? And this is, I'm not associated with anyone, but I did get picked on. It was like after I got picked on by Ghost Shadows. So I told Brian, what's going on? And Brian's like, I'm sorry, I tried to sell my chain, I can't do it. I don't have any money on me. And he looks at me, I saw you counting your money. He's like, give me your money. And I said, I'm not giving you my money, because I got paid that day. I was working at like a daycare center, so I cashed my check and I got some money. And while we were out, me and Brian, we were going to our girlfriend's recital in Bayside. So we were like going to take a bus and meet our girlfriends there. So he stopped us, and I was like, nah, man, I'm not gonna get picked on again. This is bullshit. I got mugged, I got picked on by Ghost Shadow. I am not gonna let this guy rob me. And plus it's 2 against 1. So it's funny, I stole cue ball, a white cue ball, and I put a bandana on it. Because at that time I couldn't afford a knife or pepper spray.
A proper weapon.
Yeah, because one of my friends from high school, he was actually I think he was TB, and he told me, you know what's the best weapon, Pat? I was like, what? It's cheap and it's very efficient. I was like, what? Get a nice bandana and put a cue ball in it, and then just tie it up and just sling someone. I was like, that's interesting. So I actually took a cue ball, stole it, put it in my pocket, and I tied a bandana, and I carried me since. So I busted it out, and I was like, no, you're not gonna rob us. And he looked at me, he's like, what you holding? He's like, don't worry about it. Like, I'm just gonna hit you with it. And he said, you know what, you got balls, kid. I like that. All right, I'll let you go, but I'm gonna beat up your friend.
What?
So I was like, yeah. And I looked at Brian.
You
like,
got
no.
some balls on you.
And
That's
I was like,
some interesting reasoning.
yeah. And then Brian just looked stunned, like, what is Patrick gonna do? I was like, no, I'm not gonna leave Brian here alone with you. I was like, dude, I got 11 bucks. I mean, I had like 100, but like, here's 11 bucks, like whatever's, just let's get out of here. He's like, oh, he took it. And he's like, all right. And he's kind of stepped back. We stepped back like this, looking at each other, but walked away backwards. And then next thing you know, I was like, yo, Brian, don't ever do that. Like, you're okay. Like, why did you put us in danger? And he was kind of shocked. And I was like, fuck. And he was just thinking, like, how he's going to react to his girlfriend. And I was just playing it cool. And then next thing you know, after recital, Brian came up to say, hey, I like how you stood your ground. I rolled with this crew, so-and-so in Brooklyn Tech. Actually, they all went to Brooklyn Tech, and they're like, "Do you want to roll with us?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." Like, I'll hang out with you guys. And that's when I started getting to that lifestyle.
Lucky Boys Podcast.